The arms bazaar was open. Guided missiles, unguided missiles, mortars, mines, armored personnel carriers, whole tank divisions.
Ну вот что. Веществ. И один возмедаров.
In Soviet Russia, transversal cut U. Welcome to another edition of Math and Silly Hats. Today we're going to be looking at identifying alternate and corresponding angles in parallel lines cut by a transversal. Before we identify each of these types of angles, let's understand what they are. Alternate interior angles are, as the name implies, in the interior of the two parallel lines. So if we were to think of this as a house, the interior would be between the walls, and the exterior would be outside of those walls. So they're in the interior, and alternate means they're at opposite sides of that transversal. So they could either be the lower left and the upper right of the interior, or the upper left and the lower right of the interior. External angles are similarly in the exterior of the parallel lines. So the exterior would be the outside of those two walls. They can either be upper left and lower right, or lower left and upper right. Finally, corresponding angles are on the same side. So think of upper left, upper left, upper right, upper right. So when we look at the angles, we notice that they're both upper left, upper left, upper right, lower left, or lower right, lower right. Now the problems you'll see about this in ALEKS will literally just ask you to list a pair of each type of angle. So if we're asked to list a pair of alternate interior angles, what we'll do is we'll just look at the interior, the area between these two parallel lines, and pick two angles that are not next to each other. So if we chose 5, we can't choose 6 or 4. 3 would be the alternate interior angle. Conversely, if we chose 6, can't be 5 or 3, we'd have to choose 4 as the alternate interior angle. If we're asked to choose two alternate exterior angles, we're going to be looking at the exterior of those two parallel lines, the area outside of those two walls. So if we chose to use angle 1, we have to choose another angle that's in the exterior that is alternate to 1, or not adjacent. So the alternate exterior angle to 1 would be 7. And if we instead chose to start with 2, you notice the alternate exterior angle would be 8. Finally, corresponding angles stand on the same corner, or think of the same side of those streets if they were intersecting streets. So if we're looking at the upper left corner of the street, we need to go to the other intersection and look at the upper left. So angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. Similarly, if we chose angle 2, we'd be looking at the upper right angle. So we have to come down to this intersection and look at the upper right angle. Importantly, all of these angles, whether they be alternate interior, alternate exterior, or corresponding angles, are all congruent angles. So if you ever get confused and you think, well, let me find corresponding angles, 2 and 5, you'll notice this is an acute angle. So it certainly does not correspond to 5. They have to be congruent. So these two angles are both acute and congruent corresponding angles. Hopefully this is a simple topic. You're able to complete it on your own, and I hope you have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye!